What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, where today we have another fantasy draft video. This time we're going to be covering my very own San Francisco 49ers. I felt like it was appropriate considering the major trade that just happened, um, and the draft combine being done. So we'll talk about their key and pending free agents here. Hufanga, didn't play much last year, was hurt over the last, 2 years. Thankfully, we have some very nice young safeties that'll pick up the slack of not having him back there. Aaron Banks looking to leave in free agency, probably going to address the O-line in this draft. Charvarius Ward, obviously, mentioned, San Francisco is a very dark place for him now. Tragically, his daughter passed, and he now associates the city with that travesty. I wish him the best. Nobody deserves to go through that. So we're going to need some defensive back help. And Jordan Mason, possibly, he's listed as a restricted free agent. They're thinking about spending the money on him to keep him because he did very well in Christian McCaffrey's absence. So we'll see what happens there. And it's not listed here, but obviously Deebo Samuel traded as of yesterday. Got another pick for him, a 5th-round pick from the Washington Commanders. So with all of those things considered, it looks like we're going to be needing some corners, some D-lines, help, some DBs possibly, O-line for sure, possibly a receiver to replace Deebo. And apparently we are talking to a lot of tight ends in this draft. I'm not sure why we want a secondary tight end over maybe some of these other positions. I'm not sure, but, that is what I have heard from the 49ers. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, and we are back. Going to hop into the 49ers draft. We have 4 picks in the first 3 rounds. So let's get started and see what is going to be left for us. Oh, little surprising to see Will Campbell fall this far. I do think that if the 49ers are able to get Will Campbell in this situation, I think that is undoubtedly the pick that they're going to go. Will Campbell usually going around this Patriots 4th area. You see here that Shedeur Sanders nowhere to be found in the top 10. I saw some reports that he is, being thought of as a guy that's minimum going to go to the Raiders. He's not going to go any higher than that because he did not throw at the combine. People think that he's a little arrogant, and he, didn't improve enough last year to warrant that arrogance. So he's kind of fallen off a little bit on draft boards. That being said, again, Will Campbell is undoubtedly looked at as the best lineman in this draft. And I think that if both the Bears and the Patriots choose to move past Will Campbell, I think that the 49ers are very much going to draft him with their first pick. There's no question about it. 49ers get that offensive line help to, block Brock Purdy. And we go into our second round. And this is where it gets a little interesting because the 49ers do need some help on their defensive line. And we do have a couple of options here, primarily Princely Umanmielen from Ole Miss, who had a very, very good 2024 season. I think that there is a possibility that the 49ers look elsewhere for their defensive line help. Primarily free agency. They've been linked to a couple guys like Max Crosby and Myles Garrett as on bringing them in. So I do think that there is a possibility for that. Another guy that I'm looking at here is Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker, not only thought of by some guys, some analysts, as a first-round talent. I saw a report that said that he stayed after, or was asked to stay after, to do some reps at center. And there's some talks that if Tyler Booker was to move to center, that he would be a first-round draft pick easily. So I think that the 49ers definitely could go back to back offensive line help here. And I do think that if Tyler Booker is here, I think that it would be hard for the 49ers to ignore him. However, in this situation, I do think that the 49ers need to address their defensive line. I think that this defensive line class is very deep. And I think that it's good to grab one of those top guys within the first 2 rounds. And I think Princely Uman fits well for the 49ers and what they're trying to do. Put him opposite Nick Bosa, let him work. So now we go into pick 75, and you kind of start to look at what guys are around here. I've seen the 49ers linked to Savion Williams. I've seen him go as far as being talked into being a second round draft pick by the 49ers. Where that will go, I'm not too sure. But I do think, he has a shot. I've heard that we've loved his tape. So I'm interested in seeing where that goes. But right now we're looking at pick number 75. And we have a couple of interesting guys here. Ozzy Trapilo from Boston College could grab him, put him in at tackle, again, improve our offensive line. I don't really see us doing that. There are a couple guys like Joshua Farmer on our defensive interior who seem interesting, and guys like Terrence Ferguson, who, if we're looked at going tight end, Terrence Ferguson is definitely an option that I feel like the 49ers would consider. Then you got guys like Elijah Roberts, who, if we wanted to go double edge, Elijah Roberts had a very good season last year for SMU, helped them make a little bit of a run in the season to the college football playoff. So I don't think that you can really overlook that. Apart from that, Sebastian Castro could be pretty interesting. I think that this is a situation where the 49ers probably look at who is the best available overall pick, best player left available. And personally, for me, I think that's Elijah Roberts. I'm going to be honest. I think that Elijah Roberts adds another level of depth to your edge rushers, which the 49ers were severely lacking in. I think that Robert Saleh coming in is going to be a guy who wants to put more pressure on the quarterback, let his guys like Fred Warner play in coverage, and as well as our corners and our safeties, put a little less pressure on them. It seems like because we lacked so much pressure and getting to the quarterback, it was very much a struggle for us at times. That left our corners and our safeties more susceptible. Let them make more plays by our defensive line stepping up. And I think that adding another edge rusher like Elijah Roberts does exactly that for us. So that's who we're going to go with. So now we look at pick number 99, and immediately I see a guy that I would want in Trey Harris. Trey Harris had a better season last year with Jackson Dart than in 2023, and he played 4 less games. This is a very, very talented receiver. I think he's being vastly underrated compared to a lot of the other wide receivers in his class, and I think he could be an alpha receiver the same way that Jackson Dart, I feel, has been underrated as far as quarterback standards. Now he is being talked into the first round. I think Trey Harris is a phenomenal talent. I think Harold Fannin is also an amazing talent option here to go, but I do think that grabbing another wide receiver and going Trey Harris here would be more beneficial for us. Obviously, I see guys like Tez Johnson here going before him, who unfortunately Tez Johnson sorry, not Tez Johnson. It was... No, maybe it was. I might be getting my Oregon receivers mixed up, but he had a very poor uh, outing ran like a 4.61, which was pretty bad for a receiver. I think skipping over him, going Trey Harris here, and grabbing a receiver for the 49ers to potentially replace Debo Samuel is very important. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to grab Trey Harris here. I think he does very well. 49ers looking at it, we get graded an A. Obviously, Will Campbell being an A plus. Princely Umanmielen being an A minus. We were pretty close on Elijah Roberts as far as getting an A. Trey Harris they thought was a little bit of a reach, but I don't hate it. I'm sure that the 49ers would love to get this, have this sort of draft. I think it would be very successful for them. So that's what I would do if I was the 49ers and I was given this kind of draft. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment if you're new here. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.